What's up, guys? I decided to forego the intro just because, even though it's like 7 seconds, it matters. It matters. And I gave myself a couple minutes. Actually, I gave myself 3 minutes to talk about the team preview. Hopefully, I won't need that long. Probably will, though, as much as I go on. This video is not the best battle. And I just pretty much showcasing my try hardness where, yeah, as you see the little team preview here. This is a PO battle. PO is not taking over my channel, but it is kind of being more of an influence because I do like it somewhat. And Wi-Fi battles are more work to get, and I can do this stuff. I can't do this stuff with Wi-Fi battles. I mean, I can, but I don't really want to. But I kind of want to do it with PO battles just to make up for it. Anyway, let me stop talking about that. Let me talk about this is against blackoni. I think that's his entire name. He might have a number or something after. I don't remember, but it'll be in the title. His team is on top. He's got Crobat, Machamp, Umbreon, Claydol, PZ or Porygon Z, and Dusknoir. Dusknoir, usually not a UU Pokemon, but I have been seeing it a little bit more lately in UU. Of course, not the higher tier stuff, but the middle tier where I like to stay. And yeah, they're basically all the same. It's a ghost type. It's not really that hard to figure out. I figured that he probably lead with Crobat just because it's faster. Anti-lead set is pretty popular with Brave Bird, U-Turn, Taunt, and Roost. He could leave with a lead Machamp with Lumberry if he wants to do that, or Scarf Champ, which is not really that common, but it is a thing. Anything else, it wouldn't be a usual lead, but yeah, I'm not really too worried about it. If he wants to lead, I mean, he wouldn't want to lead with Claydol just because I have Azelf, and I could have a lead Azelf that has Taunt, and I resist both its stabs. And that would be the only third choice of lead that I would think he would use. But of course, I have Apollyon. Heataruma, really? Heataruma, aka the Manitan, Hitmontop, Shaman, Azelf, and Flygon. Now, you've seen this team before. It's not hyper offensive, it's more just offensive. So, just because even my walls are not that great of walls. Hitmontop has max HP in defense, but it's just HP is just killing it, man. It's just killing it. But I do have the Intimidate, so that helps. And then Empoleon. I mean, it's great. Actually, Empoleon is really good. I love Empoleon, especially defensive Empoleon. Not even afraid of Zapdos. Life Orb Zapdos, that might be another story. But, yeah. So, I'm going to lead off with Empoleon just because I don't expect him to lead off with Machamp. I expect him to lead off with Crobat or something like that, and I could just get an Ice Beam or a Scald depending on what he's going to do. So, let's get into it. Like I said, this is going to be a little different. I've gone in try hard mode, and I tried to make this a little bit more, I guess, easier to follow. Put the teams on the side there. Anyway, like I said, he was going to start from 1 to 3. He started off with Crobat. I figured that he would taunt me the first turn, so I'm just going to Ice Beam to get that damage. He does about half, not too bad. And I figured he's not going to stay in, just U-turn out and go to something else. So I'm just going to Scald him, switch it over. Because even if he was to stay in, just roost off. Excuse me, just roost off the damage to see what I'm going to do. Scald would be the better choice because then, his flying is negated. But he goes into Porygon Z. Porygon Z doesn't really threaten me at all, so I'm just kind of curious. I'm just going to stay in. It does a lot of damage with Hidden Power Fighting, which is pretty common, but it's just not enough. It has Life Orb, and I take it out with a crit Scald. Not sure how much that mattered because I wasn't paying attention to how much it did the first time. Like 44 or something. Then he did his own damage for Life Orb, so it might have mattered a little bit. He might have survived for like 1 or 2, 5% or something like that. But he's gonna go into Dusknoir. I do play a little risque, I guess, here, staying in, just going for rocks. He could have set up a sub and could have been a Focus Puncher, and nothing on my team really wanted to take a Focus Punch from a Dusknoir, but he didn't. He just went straight for the Earthquake. I'm barely with that. I figured that it is safe to assume that he would go for another one. He could have went for the sub here. It would have been more in his benefit if he had a sub. That he went for the sub here, but he didn't. He just goes for Earthquake again. And Shaman is such, oh my gosh, Shaman. I would place Roserade with Shaman just because I couldn't use Roserade in POUU, because in PO they consider Roserade an OU Pokemon. Yeah, I don't know why either. So I use Shaman, and I decided to use the worst kind of grass Pokemon set there is, and that's the Sub-Seed. Except I don't have Sub, I have Protect, because I thought it would be kind of cooler. But I do Leech Seed the Dusknoir, and then I don't know if I protected it or something. I did something. He goes into Machamp. He double switches in Machamp, and I go into, what did I go into? Oh, Empoleon, which I was going to try to get some Leech Seed recovery, but yeah, that wasn't going to work. So I ended up going to Hitmontop to get that Intimidate on him and take the Dynamic Punch, because nothing on my team wants to take a Dynamic Punch. The only thing that resists Dynamic Punch is Azelf, and he doesn't even want to take a Dynamic Punch. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to stay in. And that's the only reason I stay in. I don't have anything to take a Dynamic Punch from Machamp, because Machamp ain't really that big. I don't know. It's not really that big a threat. But if I can get some clean switch in, then it's definitely not a big threat. But he does take my Hitmontop down after I try to get a close combat off somewhere in there. I decided that Toxic might be better. That way I can just slowly get some damage. So I'll go into Azelf. I am a bandit Azelf, so I'm just going to go for the Zen Headbutt. He's going to go into Dusknoir, and after seeing that damage, I know that I could take it out with another Zen Headbutt. And he doesn't really have anything he wants to switch in either. Claydar could come in and take it, but he wouldn't take it well just because... oh wait, he has Umbreon, so, but he doesn't know I'm locked into it. So, and he still doesn't know my set. I could be Choice Bandit, I could not. I could switch up moves. I could just U-turn out, or I could hard switch out, showing him that I'm Choice Bandit and locked into a move. So I'm gonna go into Shaman, because Shaman doesn't fear anything Umbreon has to do. If he's gonna status me, I can just get it off with my Natural Cure. And if he wants to attack me, foul play is a big issue here. Foul play, I've switched in the Manitin on a Umbreon, like, Umbreon can't do nothing to me. Foul play almost took me out in one hit. That was a threat. This is a threat, people. This is a threat. Umbreon and Sableye both use it. Beware of it. So I do go into Shaman. I was gonna just Leech Seed anyway. He sets up. He set up a Wish. I thought he did. Maybe he didn't. But he goes into Machamp. I'm like, okay. I'm full HP. Actually, that's all Shaman has is full HP and full speed. And yeah, it comes in handy. I outspeed a lot, and I'm just bulky. So I Leech Seed him, and then I'm able to take him out with Seed Flare. I might have missed something else that happened, because I was just talking about the threat of foul play. But he doesn't even have it. But he goes into Crobat. I'm gonna go into Empoleon, partly for Death Father, partly for Switch Father, depending on what he wants to do. He just set up a Roosty Roost, and that's okay, because now I can just Scald. I'm not that close. I don't think I was in Torrent range, but I definitely am now that he U-turns out. So I'm just going to Scald, hopefully get a burn or something. Even if I got a burn on Umbreon, sorry, not Empoleon, Umbreon, that wouldn't be too helpful, because he does have Heal Bell, and that would just status me too, and that would just give him more advantage over me. So I'm glad I didn't get the burn. I'm just going to roar him out, because I half expected him to do a Wish or something. So I just didn't want him to choose what Pokemon got the Wish. I just wanted to do damage on whatever was going to come in. Now it comes back into Crobat. He can't really do that much to me. Brave Bird won't kill. And that's what he does go for. I barely live with 1%, and I'm able to get a nice beam off. Now he can take this chance to Roost up, and I can try to get a Scald off, or he can go back to Umbreon and save his Crobat, knowing that he still has Claydol. But he actually just finished me off with a U-turn, and that's a dead Crobat on the way in, unless he gets a Rapid Spin. But he does go into Claydol, and I don't have a Spin Blocker, so unfortunately he's going to get the Rapid Spin off. Fortunately, I know he's going to go for the Rapid Spin, because he has to if he wants to save that Crobat, which is, you know, pretty important, since he only has 3 Pokemon left. I'm just going to trick him to Choice Band, and he hits me with that Choice Bandit Rapid Spin, and it does a whole 3%. That's funny. Azelf taking hits, yeah. So I figured that he's going to switch out, because he's stuck in the Rapid Spin. There's no way he's going to stay in. That would take forever. And I'm just going to U-turn out, hit the Umbreon, and then go into my Demanitin, who also has U-turn. So I'm doing a double turn effect on him. I have to come out with a cool name, since Volt Turn is, you know, Volt Switch and U-turn. What is 2 U-turns? Double turn is Is that what I'm going to call that? And that's probably going to be the title of the video, double turn, because that kind of, no, that's not cool at all. But I'm just going to make it anyway. So I do it. He does protect to get some HP up. He's going to switch out on the U-turn, go into his clay doll, takes it pretty well. I think it's more defensive than it is special defensive, just because I was not expecting. Sorry, I was not expecting Shaman with no special attack investment to take. Well, okay, four EVs. He has 4 EVs in special attack. I was not expecting that to take it out, and it did. So that was probably more special defensive, since he has Umbreon to be special defensive, and that's not a bad core at all. But they still have the same weakness of U-turn. But you know, to each their own. I don't have a fighting resistant with my core. Empoleon and Hitmontop. Hitmontop doesn't resist fighting, but it has to intimidate. So, whatever. And you know, it has its flaw, but it's something different. It's not the same as everybody else's. Well, I hope not. It doesn't matter. I'm getting off topic. So I'm gonna go into, after seeding, taking a Brave Bird from Crobat. I'm gonna get a Leech Seed off. I'm gonna go into Flygon because I figured that you can take a Brave Bird and get some Leech Seed recovery and finish it off with a Draco Meteor. But that is nay, because he's going to crit me with a Brave Bird. So I'm like, you know what? I'm mad. Let's just finish this. Everything's gonna die now. So Demantic comes in and he just starts Flare Blitzing. He's in Paris and he's going Gorillas. What does that even mean? No one knows what it means. It's provocative. It gets them going. So, yeah, just going to finish this with some Demantic action. He's going to protect, in the words of B-Ball or the Rodent Factor. What is the point? There is no point to that. It's just random protection, and then I'm just going to finish him off with a Flare Blitz. So that was a good game, blackoni. Even though you critted my Flygon, nobody crits my Flygon. Just know that nobody crits my Flygon. And so, tell me what you think about the background and the. I can do more. I don't know if the size of the screen is okay, and you know, just stuff like that. If that's cool, I can put more artsy stuff, I guess, if you want to call it, in the background, and do stuff like that. And even this outro is a little bit different. I have my little icon, which is like taking up all of the page, and a little Facebook. I have a Facebook page. If you want to like it, it's cool. If you don't, I understand. I'm not gonna hate you. They got a previous battle on there, and yeah. So that's gonna change. I'm gonna have an actual small video of the previous battle. I just didn't do it. Like I said, as it's going, it's gonna get better and get better and get better. And yeah, I actually pretty much enjoy doing this. So I'm gonna stop talking because I don't want to go too much more of your time. You've been here for like 12-13 minutes, and I do appreciate you watching my video. So let me know what you think about the battle, the background, layouts, all that stuff. And I guess I'll see you next time. Peace.